Hi, my name is Oliver Prince. I work in commercial marketing for North America. I'm located in St. Louis, Missouri. I specifically support cell culture tools and workflow items, and so those are the elements of that are used to not only start the cell cultures, but to really get them going so that they can be tested. My science background is in microbiology. I have a PhD in microbiology. I studied Mycoplasma pneumoniae infection using the cell culture model. My postdoctoral training, I studied Mycobacterium tuberculosis infection using cell culture models and others. Uh, I use that training to really inform on my current responsibilities because a lot of the experiments that I not only designed and executed is very similar to a lot of the elements that my target audience uses, in particular the researchers and scientists that are studying lung diseases or lung illnesses, but not just things limited to the lung, because there are other diseases that affect other organs, systems. So you're probably wondering yourself, like, well, why did you decide to do marketing? Why marketing? And the answer to that is marketing is surprisingly scientific. I mean, and when I say surprisingly, I was surprised how scientific it is, right? You state a question, you do your research, you test it, the testing doesn't give you the answers you thought you were going to get. You refine your hypothesis, and you try again. You pilot, and then ultimately you launch and see what happens. And either way, you learn something. The scientific method is just like that. In particular, to provide so as an example, when I was in the lab, I learned some things. Not every experiment was golden. Sometimes things didn't work out, but I learned something, and ultimately I got better at it, and so I was able to publish. In the lab, what I did was that I took bacteria and added them to cell culture. I would fix them, I would label them, and then take a picture with my microscope. That's pretty much it, the sum total of it, and I wrote about it. I did that for about 10 years, and it was pretty fun, and it really informed on a lot of the work I did. One of the elements that I have pulled from that work that it's actually part of this work is the images and the drawings I would do to help develop my ideas before I'd actually execute the experiments. And so I'll share an example of something that I did rather recently. And I didn't do all of this work on my own. I actually had the help of my marketing services partner. And so just to give you an idea of the snapshot, some of the things I do as a commercial marketer for North America is that I create these illustrations, and the illustrations are supposed to accompany the flyers or the landing page, something that says to the customer that, hey, this is a friendly page. They know what they're talking about, and those illustrations should capture some essence of what the customer is doing. And so this is how I start. I just get a piece of paper, or in this case, a PowerPoint, and I just start throwing images on there. The first question I ask is, who is my customer? And as indicated here, there's scientists that study lung diseases, in particular, scientists that study respiratory infectious disease, right? And so what I've done here is I have a cartoon of a human being. There's a hole in this person's chest because I'm really interested in looking at the lung, and it's lungs that are going to be infected with bugs. And here I keep bugs. They're not actual bugs. I know that they're bacteria, virus, or fungi, but I keep it as bugs because it's fun to play with bugs. And so I send those images, those ideas, those seed ideas out to my marketing services partner, and then they send me back some images to select from to see to further develop the idea. So this is one of them. And when I saw this one, this is the question I asked myself, well, what are the tools that the customer uses for their research, right? What do they actually use? And when I saw this image, I thought this image was great, right? There's a lung. There are these red bugs in here, as indicated by these globes here, here, and here. That makes sense, but where's the customer, right? And so in this next image that they sent, there is the customer. There's two of them right there, here and here. And when you put them all together, you have the data analyst here analyzing data with their laptop, and then you have this researcher here with their magnifying lens holding it with both hands while focusing on the bug within the lung. That's awesome. You got two researchers working together here, trying to solve a problem, trying to crack that case. Great images. Here, this is an improvement on that previous image because it's showing more people and the more collaborative nature of the science that's happening here, right? You have someone here who's calling the shots with their pointer, pointing to a particular interaction within the lung. There's another person here gathering samples from the lung. And then here, a researcher here just analyzing a lung interaction with what appears to be a virus. So I had this decision to make, like, well, I like this one and this one. Like, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to make it resonate more? And looking at the side-by-side comparisons, I see there's a little bit on the left that I like, and there's a little bit on the right that I like. And ideally, I'd like to use the whole thing, but I need to mix and match, right? And so the final image, and I'll walk you through this final image here. We have our data analyst here on the left, analyzing the data. There's a person here in the middle collecting the data, collecting the samples. And on the right, we have a person here with their magnifying glass. I'll point out that all three of them are wearing their lab coats, all three of them are wearing their masks, and they all are working together to help solve this problem. This was something that I really wanted to capture. And with the help of the marketing services team, we were able to come up with an image that helped capture what we're trying to sell to our customers, is that we solve problems together. We're stronger together. And that collaborative nature is really captured in here. What is it that influenced me to put images together like that, or a drawing? And you know what's interesting is that I grew up at comic books. I read a lot of comic books as a child. And one of the things, for those of you who don't read comic books, the thing about comic books is that they still tell a story even without the words. And those panels actually have a direction. They read from left to right if you are in North America, and they tell a story. Everything you need to know is within those panels, but when you put them together, they tell something to you. And the fact that I'm able to do some of that here is awesome. And I get to combine that with my scientific training and this creative bit, and it comes together very nicely, helping create a value for the researchers that we're trying to connect to, right? So thanks for watching and learning about what a day in the life of a commercial marketing manager looks like. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the section below. And remember to always be curious. Thank you.